Welcome to the Project Management Audio Library, recordings of book readings and live seminars by some of the leading experts in project management and related fields. For more information on this series, visit our website at pm-audiobooks.com. And now, our featured speaker.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Save Time and Money with Agile Documentation call. There is a webinar component of this other than just the audio component. So those of you who did get the link in your sign-in, there was a web page that you could log into. If you've logged into that web page, there's a document sharing box down on the page. There should be pictures of the slides appearing in that box any moment now, but we'll get started in the meantime while we're waiting for that to happen. So thank you very much. We will allow questions during the call. For those of you on the web interface portion, you can press the hand symbol to raise your hand to ask a question. For those of you on the telephone, there is a star sequence. If you press, I believe, star 4, you will get some instructions that you can use. So what we're going to talk about today, first of all, is the concepts of Agile Documentation. Agile Documentation is a management practice that can be used across many different industries. It has nothing to do necessarily with Agile Project Management, although it is a common technique to be used within Agile Project Management. Agile Documentation is really about the maximizing of delivery of business value. So whenever we write and create documents to figure out how we can drive the most value with the form and the format and the techniques we're using to create those documents. So we're going to go through that today. We're going to start a little bit with, at the beginning, but why do we document in the first place? What are we really trying to get out of documents? What are Agile documents and how do they differ from traditional documents? We're going to talk about the core principles of Agile documentation and some of the techniques around using the most effective documentation method or vehicle to get the communications happening to maximize value in that one way. Then we're going to go into the issues around Agile documentation in environments where you're regulated quite closely due to corporate governance practices or government legislation around compliance and audit. So we'll talk about how to do Agile documentation in those types of environments. And lastly, Agile documentation has a special role when you're looking at offshore and distributed teams, people where you are working with people who aren't in the same room or the same building as you, but often in distant locations or other countries where there's cultural impacts as well. So we'll talk through some of the aspects of that. By the way, at the end of this call, there will be a recording, and your questions will be recorded. At the end of the call, you can download the recording from the website, and you'll also be able to download the slides as well. So getting into why do we document, for those of you following along with the downloaded copy, we're on slide number 3. There's really a lot of reasons people claim they need documents, but there's really only a couple really valid reasons why you would want a document. One is because it's absolutely necessary for the project stakeholders. The various constituents involved need this information. Sometimes documents are there because they're required by the contract. Maybe that's